Hello everyone and welcome to our EdTalks today. I have with us Rajdeep Chahal, who's the International Recruitment Coordinator at University of Alberta. So hello Rajdeep.
Hi Ganga, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So yes, this is the 18th year of our events running through twice every year, and this is the 36th event. So good to have you with us. And University of Alberta has been participating with us for so many years. Now, talking of Alberta, students are very concerned, obviously, about jobs, about employability.
Yeah.
So, what is Alberta as a province like for an international students? What kind of expectations can they have?
Yeah.
And so that they are absolutely satisfied with what they get.
Yeah. Alberta is a very unique province within Canada. So a lot of people, when they think of Canada, they obviously gravitate towards the bigger cities. But Alberta's quite
But
unique.
Donald Trump wanted Alberta, right?
Exactly, yeah. See, we're special.
Yes.
But no, and a big part for that, a big reason for that is because of our natural resource industry. There's a big base of oil and gas, there's a big mining base, and the reality of our world today is those industries are where money comes. And because of the proximity of that kind of industry, it means the universities in Alberta obviously have access to better work opportunities, and the residents as well. This is the reason why Alberta is commonly referred to as the economic engine of Canada. Obviously, that's changing as we move towards a more carbon neutral future. But the way the world is today, the reality is this is still where the majority of industry in Canada resonates. Like even the domestic migration you get from the eastern provinces is still massive. So if you go up to Fort McMurray, where a lot of the oil and gas industry is, like everybody there is from the Maritimes, from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. And in Albertan post-secondary, what we want is to bring students to our universities, get the skill set here, and then for them to be able to contribute to these industries in a meaningful way. Like even to this day, we still have the highest average salaries in Canada. And because of the kind of boost we get from having so much industry around us, we also have the lowest taxes in Canada. So we're the only province that doesn't have a provincial tax, because as a province, they get enough from their own royalties and from their own revenues that they don't need to tax their own citizenship more. And so that's a big benefit, right? Each dollar you have in your pocket goes a little bit further.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the opportunities are there for you to make a success of yourself. It's just about finding the program that's a good fit for you. Like we talk about these natural resource industries, but that's not the only thing happening there, right? Even within these industries, there's work for computer scientists, there's work for human resources professionals, there's work for marketing professionals. So there's work for every kind of education category. It's just a matter of you finding what you're passionate about, because there's no greater barometer of success than a student's passion. The more passionate students are, the better they perform.
True. And that brings me to the current market trends and the current interest students have in degrees. So what would you say about that?
I think a lot of students are beginning to recognize the value a four-year degree brings. Obviously, there's been uncertainty around how PGWPs are offered for the shorter length programs, which are very popular. But with degrees, you don't get that uncertainty. A degree will always get you that 3-year post-graduation work permit while it's still there. And also the value of having a full 4-year credential is a lot better in the overall marketplace as well. And so what we're seeing is more and more students are willing to make that commitment and that investment for 4 years rather than just the short term, for the long-term potential that it brings. And definitely that's something we're trying to bring to the attention of the market, so that students are more aware, so that obviously, no matter what education they go for, this is a massive financial expenditure students are thinking about.
True.
And so we want to make sure that they're spending it in a way that brings them the best value in return afterwards, whether they choose to come back to India or whether they choose to stay in Canada.
You spoke about massive expenses. So do you have scholarships as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Not just us. Every institution in Canada does offer some kind of scholarships. But for us, we have scholarships that go up to $120,000. And we have degree programs that start from a total cost of $100,000. So theoretically, if you were to get that $120,000 scholarship, which we have a good track record of, in the last 2 years, we've had 5 students from just the Punjab region who've won that scholarship.
Wow.
And in the wider Indian region, that number is even higher. So a lot of students, when they think of these high-value scholarships, they think they're a long shot that they could never win.
Yeah.
And I always like to tell students that it's around a 10 to 15% chance. And so if I gave you the chance to buy a lottery ticket with a 10 to 15% chance, you'd buy it every day of the week, right? So definitely like go for the scholarship opportunities that exist. Like you're a lot more likely to win it than you think.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's wonderful. And thank you so much.
Yeah, not a
Rajdeep.
problem.
It was
It's my
great.
pleasure to be here.